Is this the right station? Is this where the beaconette is? KD8SLG.
Wow, I guess I actually did turn my radio on. KE8VZA. How you doing there, Just Nick?
Sounds like I had a few radios on, man. I'm all right. How you doing?
All right, all right. How are you?
I'm here, dude. I'm here, and I have no responsibilities whatsoever. So that's where I like to be.
Roger, Roger. That's me on Wednesdays. Not tonight, though. I'm in the chair.
The chair is a good place to be. Have at it. KD8SLG. I'll be here for Mickey Mouse and beyond.
Mickey Mouse and beyond. Yeah, the chair's good. I like it. Anyway, good to hear you. Good to hear you. I'm just wondering if anybody else is out there.
KD8SLG, this is KI5TAQ.
Tim, I'm just passing through. Eric has the show tonight, but what's up, buddy?
He was just wondering whether there's anybody else out here besides you and Eric. I'm sitting out here.
There you go, Eric. KD8SLG. Clear until net.
All right there, Just Nick. Hey, Taco Tim, how you doing? I got you on the log here. I saw you pop in on the blue screen. And, oh, Andy just popped in there. We'll add him to the list, too. Unsuspecting victim of the blue screen.
Yeah, the blue screen can catch anybody at any time. This is KI5TAQ.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor, Zulu, Alpha. You got a copy? My node has been messing up. I want to see if it's working.
K5CFY, this is KE8VZA. You were a little choppy in the beginning of your transmission there, Ray, but then it opened up and I could hear you clear as a bell.
Alrighty, Eric, appreciate that. I've been having a problem with it. I think the last 3 or 4 mornings trying to get into the barometer net, it's been messing up. So I did come to find out it was my HT. But anyway, thanks for getting me in there, and have a great net. We'll catch you in a little bit. K5CFY.
All right there, Ray. I got you on the list in the customary 10th position there, all ready to go. Good to hear from you. Yeah, you got to keep your eyes on those HTs. They can get a little squirrely at times. Anyway, KE8VZA here. I will be the pre-show net controller for the BeaconNet pre-show, and we've got about 50 seconds and counting until our lovely announcer comes on and kicks off the show. So just ask, if you don't have anything to say that can't get squeezed in about 25 seconds, we just stand by.
KE8VZA, K4OG.
All right, Mark, good to hear you there. Let's see what the countdown says. We have 12 seconds, so I'll add you to the list, and everybody please stand by for our lovely announcer.
The Beacon Net, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
There she is, QST. I am Kilo Echo 8 Victor Zulu Alpha. My personal is Eric Echo Romeo India Charlie, and this is the Beacon Net pre-show. And the pre-show for the Beacon Net, we start at 9:30 Eastern, and then at the top of the hour at 10 o'clock Eastern will be the main net, and our net control station tonight will be Nick at Night, KE8QKO. We are on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio. Frequency is 147 Mark 390 with a positive offset, and a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. You can also connect to us via Allstar Node number 48496 or Echolink W8WKY-R. And let's see, what else? This is a controlled pre-net. I ask that all traffic come through net control, yours truly, for the pre-net. And if there's any emergency or urgent traffic, feel free to break in at any time. We do have some repeaters linked in, so I ask that you don't quick key and leave, a half a beat between transmissions there before you grab your PTT, and that way we can make sure that the links are maintained. Anyway, so I'm going to take a break for a second here and come back, and we'll do our Mickey Mouse roll call. This is KE8VZA returning. Let's go ahead and go down our list of our net control stations, make sure everybody's here, staying or not staying, and if they're dialed in properly here. First up to bat is our net control at the top of the hour, Nick at Night, KE8QKO. How you doing tonight, Nick? And what's going on in your world?
KE8QKO. Good evening, Eric. Good evening, everyone on the net. I'm doing well, sir. I'm doing well. Just want to let you know, you had some garbling and scratching at the first part of that transmission after you took your little break, but then towards the end when you called out to me, it was clearing up, just as an FYI. But anyway, with that, I'll pass it back to you, and I'll be ready for the net at 10 p.m. KE8QKO, and I'm clear.
Nick at Night. There's somebody else in the repeater there. I don't know if they've got a station that won't disconnect, or their PTT is stuck, or otherwise. But anyway, that's going on right now, and that's what was going on at the beginning of my last transmission. So I received you perfectly, and we'll go on down to our next station here, KD8EPC, Dustin. How you doing tonight, Dustin? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
KE8VZA and the Beacon Net pre-show. Well, good evening to you, Eric. We're here. We're going to try our best to stick around, but it's been a long day. So leave us on the list there, and we should be on the blue screen as soon as my computer finishes updating here. So with that, this is KD8EPC. Back to pre-net control.
All right there, Dustin. Got you on the log, and yeah, it's been busy here too, and my computer had some updates today as well. Must be that time again. Anyway, I got you on the list. Good to hear from you. Next, we'll roll on down to KD8SLG, Just Nick. How you doing, Just Nick? I know we just talked a few minutes ago, and hopefully you've been maintaining since then. And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
W8WKY.
a word from our sponsor. It's KD8SLG. Good evening, Eric. Good to hear you, man. That random key up and noise was coming from 55354 from Elyria. So I unlinked them for the moment. I'll link them up in a few minutes, see if they got that cleared up, and we'll carry on from there. I'll be here. KD8SLG, back to net control.
All right there, Just Nick. Thanks for handling that. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you're able to reconnect that one, I know we do have a couple stations that come in through there, if possible. Anyway, thank you. Got you on the list, and let's see who we have here. Next is, of course, Josh, W8HRF. Are you out there, Josh? How are you? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Show, W8HRF. Good evening, Eric. Good evening to everybody on the pre-show. I'm going to be in and out today. Had a good weekend, but we're winding down here at the homestead, and I'll be heading to bed shortly. So hope you guys have a good net, and hope you had a good weekend as well. We had the leaf guys come, and they took out all of the leaves. I will say, after I moved to Akron, the way that they collect leaves here is really cool. They go down the main streets like with the normal trailer leaf sucker thing, but then when they go down the side streets, they just push all the leaves in, like from all the people's yards, into these piles. They gather them together, and then they bring a giant front loader with this claw thing and grab it and dump it in the back of a dump truck. Never seen it before. Anyways, it was cool. So, anyways, have a good net. Thanks for running the pre-show, Eric. KEAVZA, W8HRF.
All right, Josh, good to hear from you. I have not seen them load leaves that way, but I live somewhat on a main drag here, and they just suck it up with the vacuum thing in front of my house, and from what I've heard, around the corner. But who knows what happens in back of some of these bigger subdivisions? You never know. Anyway, thanks for checking in. Got you in and out. And Lucy, KE8YUK, are you going to be in and out tonight, or are you going to stick around, and how are you?
The rest of the net. I'm doing all right, just absolutely exhausted. My brother's wedding was yesterday, and we were supposed to host friends to get together today, and we had to cancel because their little girl is sick, but it was an unexpected amount of freedom, and I even got a nap. But I am still so tired, it's not even funny, so I'm going to be in and out. But I wish you guys a great net, and we'll probably catch you Wednesday, since we are regulars then. With that, I'll pass it back to you, Eric. Good night, God bless.
All right, very good, Lucy. You had a humming kind of buzz thing coming in with your transmission there. I was able to copy what you said, and you did mention the wedding, I think Wednesday or last Sunday, and I hope everything went well. And I like weddings, always a good time, and good time to see a lot of friends and family usually, particularly if it's a family wedding. So hope that all went well. Thanks for checking in. Got you on the list as in and out tonight, and look forward to hearing you maybe on the Barometer Net or on the Beacon Net Wednesday for sure. So we'll clear with KE8YUK. I am KE8VZA with the Beacon Net pre-show on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio. We're going to roll on down to our alt trivia master, KI5DAY Allen. I saw. Are you on the other net, or are you with us here? And how's it going?
KI5DAY in the net with Larry the Rubber Chicken, and oh my goodness, man, I'm going to open my front door. Larry left a bag of Funyuns outside, and the neighbor's goats, they found them. I think they're still out there. Yep, there they are. Yeah, they're out there tearing them up. Let me shut the door. There we go. Anyways, yeah, I'm here, and I got an alternate trivia question, and I don't know what else is going on, but we're having a good time with it. KI5DAY, I'll be here.
All right, Alan. Good to hear from you. Yeah, Larry's got to keep control of those Funyuns, man. You get those all over the front lawn, and there you have it. I know if I did that up here, the Funyuns would probably attract all the deer. And maybe some coyotes are running around here, believe it or not. And anyway, good to hear you, Alan. We'll be back to you, the main net for the alt trivia, I'm sure. And anyway, we'll clear with KI5DAY. And that brings us to the end of our Mickey Mouse roll call. And I'm going to read off who I have checked in thus far, mostly from the blue screen here. I've got Taco Tim, KI5TAQ, Andy, AB8MO, Ray, K5CFY, Mark, K4OG, Steve, NU5D, Phil, K8PJW, and Fred, KE8QFT, Harry, KE8ZZR, and Kevin, K6KJV. I'm going to take a break for time. KE8BZA returning with the BeaconNet pre-show. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take some more check-ins here. If you would like to get on the log, please respond with your call sign phonetically and alphanumerically. And you just keep them rolling in, and I'll key them in as fast as you dish them out, hopefully, if my fingers are up to snuff. So go ahead. I am listening.
Whiskey Victor, 3 Kilo, WV3K, Phil and Canal Fulton.
Dear Juliet, Joseph and Waco.
Kilo Charlie 8 Lima Yankee Golf KC8 LYG Rick and Maslin.
Neil and Metropolitan Brewster.
All right, I'll pick it up there. All right, we got 4 stations there. WV3K, Phil. The next station had a Juliet in the call sign. I did not get the rest of it. If you could please repeat your call sign, I'll get you in.
Kilo Juliet 5, Hotel India Juliet, that's Kilo Juliet 5, Hotel India Juliet, it's Joseph in Waco, Texas.
All right there, Joseph, I gotcha. KJ5HIJ, Kilo Juliet 5, Hotel India Juliet. Thank you for coming back with that. I gotcha. Next on the list was Rick, KC8LY. For that was Neil and Brewster, and I apologize, Neil. I have not committed your call sign to memory yet. If you could read that back to me, please.
W8WKY.
Whiskey Delta 8 Lima Alpha WD8LLA.
All right, Neil, thank you very much. Got it. Whiskey 8 Lima Alpha. I knew there was a Lima in there and number 8, but and I was pretty sure it began with whiskey, but thanks for tying it all together for me. Got you on the log. Anybody else out there that would like to check in before I run through this list of check-ins?
Kilo India 5, Victor Mike Oscar.
AF5 JB. Japan Tulsa, short time.
KCA, Fox Queen Victor, KC at FQV. I want to make sure I get in before you guys run out of time, Case FQV.
All right, I'm going to pick it up there.
Alpha India 5, Tango Sierra, AI 5, TS. I'm in and out. I got to hear Larry, so I feel pretty good. Best of luck on the trivia if we're doing it tonight.
Okay, I'm going to pick it up there. I apologize, last station. I think I doubled with part of your transmission. I think I caught your call sign as Alpha India 5 Tango Sierra. Could you please confirm?
That's the one, Carlin and Kempner. I'm in and out. Have a good night.
All right, Carlin, thanks for confirming. Got you on the log as in and out. All right, we're going to run up through this list. We'll start with our short time station, Matt in Tulsa, AF5JB. If you have some comments for the net, please go ahead.
Well, I appreciate it. Good evening to everybody else out there on the net. And I had a good weekend. I was planning on going out of town, but I had one friend working and the other one was sick, so I just stayed down. And kind of hang around. I was kind of hang around the casino for a little bit, and then went to the main event, and I played the world's largest Batman. Yeah, I bowled a little bit too, so that's kind of cool. And then went home and I played some Miss Batman there and some other games, and watched TV and had me a beer and pizza. Went to bed and played my Saturday night, and then kind of took it easy most day today, and I have to get around for a whole new week. So, but I just want to stop by for a little bit and say hi to everyone, and but it's pretty interesting storms later on, so yeah, that works out. Other than that, that's all I got. 73, that was good to hear everyone, and just have me on, and good to hear everyone, and until next time out there. And this is AFI-JB Matt in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But until next time. Thanks again.
All right, very good, Matt. Thanks for joining us tonight, and glad to hear you had a good weekend, of course, with some Pac-Man in the mix. So come back and join us again. We'll clear with AF5JB73, Matt, and we'll go up to Taco Tim, KI5TAQ. How you doing tonight, Tim? How are things in Bofang, Oklahoma? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
Well, the answer to sticking around to the net tonight is yes, I am. And things are right now pretty quiet here in Bofang, Oklahoma. We'll just see what happens. And like some guy named Alan says, no cheating on the questions. With that said, I'll send it back to net control. This is KI5TAQ.
All right, Tim. Yeah, no cheating on the questions, that's for sure. All right, thanks for checking in with us here. Got you on the log of sticking around. We'll clear with KI5TAQ. I am KE8VZA with the BeaconNet pre-show. We're going to go on down to Andy, AB8MO. How you doing, Andy? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
All right, this is AB8MO. Man, you got 9 minutes to make it to the list, so I'm just going to say yes, I'll stick around. Back to you, AB8MO.
All right, Andy, thanks. Good to hear you tonight. We'll clear with AB8MO, and we'll go down next to K5CFY. Ray, how you doing, Ray? And are you sticking around for the big show tonight?
Victor Zulu Alpha, K5CFY. Yes, I am definitely going to hang around, and thanks for doing the pre-net, doing a wonderful job. The guy on the keyboard is doing a great job as well. K5CFY.
All right, Ray, thanks for the compliments. I think they both should get a raise, definitely. Anyway, thanks. We'll clear with K5CFY for now and go down to Mark, K4OG. How you doing, Mark, and are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8VZA, K4OG. I'm going to stick around long enough to get the trivia question answered, and then I'll probably clock out, buddy. K4OG, back to Eric.
All right, Mark, you're going to be singing that Paul Simon tune, slipping out the back jack. All right. We'll clear with K4OG, sticking around, go on down to Steve, NU5D. How you doing tonight, Steve? I grabbed you from the blue screen. Are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
Good evening, Eric and the rest of the net. It's my intention to guide as much as I can. I saw K5CFY out of Tulsa, and I can't help but wonder, my good silent key friend, K5CFM, Tony Merritt out of Oak City. Baloney, rest in peace. And I wonder if they knew each other. Great net, we'll be listening, and sure honored to be here. NU5D, like a nickel under $5, back to net.
W8WKY.
All right, Steve. Yeah, may K5CFM rest in peace for sure. Good to hear you tonight. I love the phonetics of your call sign there. That's pretty cool. Glad you're sticking around. We'll clear with NU5D and go down to Phil, K8PJW. How you doing, Phil? I haven't heard you in a little while. And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
KE8VCA, K8PJW. Good evening, Eric, and good evening, everyone on the net this evening. Just Mosley called in to get my ticket punched and call it a night, but I did want to let everyone know I finished my stint in the Board of Elections, and you'll hear me on the net more often now until Middlemarch or somewhere around there. So anyway, KAPJW, back to the net.
SLG, that was Fireside, they're gone.
All right, thanks there, Nick. Let's see, where did I leave off? Phil, K8PJW, thanks for doing your part at the Board of Elections. That's much appreciated. I think a couple of years down the line, I may look into doing that myself. Good to hear you tonight. Got your ticket punched, and 73 will hear you on the other nets, I'm sure. We'll go on down to Fred, KE8QFT. How you doing tonight, Fred? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Hello, Eric. We'll be around at least to hear the questions. And I'd like to say thanks to everybody who keeps this net up and running. It's been, oh, gee whiz. The year 2000, about this time in the year 2000 when I first got on the radio. So, yep, to see that this net not only survives but thrives is indeed amazing. And congratulations and thanks to all of you who make it possible. KE8QFT, back to the pre-net.
All right, good to hear you, Fred. And thanks for checking in. Thanks for the kind words. We'll clear with KE8QFT, and we've got less than 4 minutes left, so this is going to be the lightning round. So let's go down to KE8ZZR, Harry. Hi, and are you sticking around tonight?
KE8VZA, this is KE8ZZR. Yes, I will be sticking around, and I'm going to pass the baton, 73s. I will stick around for the trivia questions. Thanks, 73s.
Okay, Harry, good deal. Got you on the log. Next is Kevin, K6KJV. Are you going to stick around for the big show tonight, Kevin?
Hello, Eric. This is K6KJV here in Valley Springs, California, and load up the little car, strike up the band, and send in the clowns. I'm all in. Back to you from K6KJV.
All right, Kevin, got you on the list. Your transmission was a little garbly. I was able to copy what you said, though. We'll clear with Kevin, K6KJV, got you on the log. Go down to Phil, WV3K. Are you going to stick around for the main net tonight, Phil, or are you getting your ticket punched?
KE8Z VZA, rather, WV3K. Sorry, Eric. I don't know, Eric. I'm kind of floundering on that because I'm tired and the wife is tired. She's been working most of the day and stuff. So I think I'm going to turn in early. But thank you for doing the net tonight, and I just want to pass quickly saying God bless and love to all. And thank you very much for picking me up to punch ticket tonight. You take care and God bless.
All right, very good, Phil. God bless, and have a good rest tonight. Thanks for checking in, 73. We'll clear with WV3K and go down to Yosef KJ5HIJ. You going to be sticking around for the main net tonight, Yosef?
Roger that. I'm not really sure about what this whole net is about. I heard it from NU5D last night on the soapbox. There's going to be a net on our network, so I might as well hop on. But yeah, I guess I'll stick around. KJ5HIJ, back to you.
right, good deal. We have a couple trivia questions coming up here. They're usually entertaining, and if you're logged into NetLogger, the chat in the blue screen, the almost instant messenger screen is entertaining as well. Anyway, thanks for sticking around. We'll clear with KJ5HIJ, go down to KC8LYG. Rick, how you doing, Rick? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8ZZA, this is KC8LYG. Good evening, Rick. Eric. This is Rick here. Yes, I am going to stick around for the trivia questions, and I'm going to try to stay up long enough to hear the answers. Back to you, over.
All right, very good, Rick. Yeah, I know when gravity starts to get a hold on those eyelids, it makes it really tough. So good to hear. We got you on the log of sticking around. Next is Neil, WD8LLA, over in Brewster. How you doing, Neil? And are you going to stick around for the main show tonight?
This is WD8LLA. Well, I was planning on it, but I've been sitting so long my eyelids wouldn't shut. I'll try to hang in there. I want to see if I can get one right. I don't think I've got an answer right all year, so I'm not real into the trivia. Back to net control. I'll be in there, Eric. Hello to everybody on the net.
All right, Neil, very good. Good to hear you tonight. Give it your best shot. We got you on the log here as sticking around. Tonight could be your night. Okay, next we have KI5VMO. Zachary, how you doing tonight? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
I'm doing well, and I think I will stick around for the main net. This is India 5, Victor Mike Oscar.
All right, very good. Got you on the log. Sticking around. We'll clear with KI5VMO. Go down to KC8FQV. Mark, I'm pretty sure you're sticking around, are you?
Yeah, hope the net controllers don't fire a few of us because we're taking their time for the main show. But yeah, I'm going to stay around. KC8FQV.
All right, Mark. Yeah, I don't know. I hope I don't get fired. Anyway, thanks for checking in. Got you on the log of sticking around. We have one more station to touch base with. I picked you up from the blue screen, Mac. KI5RFI. Are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Good evening, Eric, and everybody on the net. It's KI5RFI from Arkansas. Yes, sir, I will be hanging around, and maybe I can get a question right there. Back to net control.
Very good, Mac. Good to hear from you. Yeah, tonight could be your night, too. Anyway, we'll clear with KI5RFI, and now we are going to turn it over to our master of ceremonies, our net control station extraordinaire, Nick at Night, KE8QKO. Take it away, Nick.
W8WKY.
All right, thank you, Eric. Fine business on the pre-show. Good evening and welcome to the Beacon Net. My name is Nick. My call sign is KE8QKO, Kilo Echo 8, Quebec, Kilo Oscar, and I'll be net control for the evening. The Beacon Net meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on the WWQY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL total of 114 Mark 8, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink W8WKY-R. This is directed net, so all traffic must pass through net control. We are linked in with our friends in Oklahoma, Fireside Network, various other repeaters, so we ask that you keep for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit so we hear everything you've got to say. Before we start taking check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. Any stations that have not already checked into the pre-show that would like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. Well, it sounds like Eric did a pretty good job getting everybody checked into the pre-show. Let's go get our trivia questions read for us. We're going to start with KE8VZA. Eric, our pre-show logger himself, to get the first trivia question read. Eric, take it away.
KE8QKO in the group. This is KE8VZA with the main trivia question. Okay, here we go. What World War II bomber aircraft crashed into Lake Mead and is still there in the lake? Your choices are Alpha, B-17, Bravo, B-24, Charlie, B-25, or Delta, a B-29. I'll take a break for a minute and we'll read it a second time. KE8VZA back with the main trivia question. What World War II bomber aircraft crashed into Lake Mead and is still down there? Your choices are Alpha, a B-17, Bravo, a B-24, Charlie, a B-25, or Delta, a B-29. I'll post this in the blue screen, and I'll turn it back to net control.
All right, thank you, Eric. I have my answer written down. I'll hand it out later on and get through the net control team. Appreciate that good question there. Let's go and talk to you, KI5DAY Alan, and see what our alternate trivia is tonight. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY in the net. Hey, and Larry's with me. He's hanging out over here. He's still upset about the sheep eating his Funyuns, but I told him to quit leaving them outside. But he's got more, so he'll go in there and raid the cupboards later. Tonight's alternate trivia question. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Let me let this drop, and I will try to get through this. Okay, here we go. In the early 2000s, Ocean Spray changed the design of their cans to be a rounded top for cranberries. For cranberry sauce, I should say. I put that in there, yeah. For cranberry. In the early 2000s, Ocean Spray changed the design of their cans on the cranberry sauce to a rounded top, and then they put the labels on upside down. Why did they design the cans this way? Was it A, the rounded top has an air bubble in it to make it easy to get the cranberry sauce out? B, because the grocery chain stacked so many cans in the aisle for the holidays, they asked Ocean Spray to design a stackable can for ease of display. C, the transportation of the cans delivered in trucks was a lot less damaging to so much product due to the rounded top design. Or D, because Dr. Horace Cranwaldo Bean insisted his new round top cans were pure genius and it got patented. KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, thank you, Alan. I might have to think on that one. I have a guess in my head, but I'm not sure if I'm going to go with it yet. So thanks for another fine alternate trivia question, and Thanksgiving related as well. Looking forward to some maybe more Thanksgiving related questions next Sunday. It'll be much closer to Thanksgiving. Okay, let's go down and start talking to people. We're going to start with KI5. Well, hang on, let me read to you. Okay, yeah, the first station we have here is KI5TAQ. Taco Tim. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
Well, good afternoon. This is KI5TAQ here. As far as anything else I could think of, well, let's see. As far as Thanksgiving, possibly be around. for the turkey, gravy, mashed potatoes, the dressing, and yes, the cranberry sauce. Yeah, interesting question, Alan. I possibly would say, as far as the thing is about the cans, it didn't matter which way. The only thing is, some people like me would put a little hole on the top and cut the rest of the can open to let the whole thing out. I'll possibly go with C for that one. And as far as the other one, I think I'm going to go with C again on that one. So that's about all I'm going to say. This is KI5TAQ.
All right. Thank you, Tim. We got your answers down there for Charlie and Charlie. Next, we're going to talk to AB8MO, Andy. Also, while I have you, Andy, are you planning to make it to the Sarah Club meeting on Thursday?
What's your call? K8QKO from AB8MO. I can. I didn't have any specific plans to go, but I don't have any reason not to go, so I can come if requested. How's that for an answer? Using the old ICW32A and Radio Shack speaker mic when Radio Shack used to sell ham gear. Now Radio Shack isn't even out of business, but my first radio was an HTX 242, and I bought the speaker mic I'm talking on now from Radio Shack, so I don't know. I know it probably doesn't have the best audio, but it's still in good shape, not falling apart, which is more than I can say for another one that I got. But anyway, don't care about that. Let's see here. I was mesmerized by Mark's trivia marker here, with the big belch in there for good measure. Let's see, for Eric's trivia, I'm going to go B-24. I don't know, probably all the military or Air Force buffs will probably get this one right. I'm not one of them. I'll just go B-Bravo, B-24. And for Allen's, oh my gosh, that's all I could say about that. I'll say C, Charlie. How about that? The transportation of the cans delivered in the trucks was a lot less damaging, so the product due to the rounded top design. We'll just go with that. With that, I'm going to go get cleaned up, ready for bed, but I'll listen out. Thanks for picking up the net there, Sir Nick. Like I said, if you want me to come, I will plan to come. How about that? KAQKO, this is AB8MO.
W8W.
All right, thank you, Andy. I'd say it might be in your interest if you want to come out. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. It's up to you. I did request a BeaconNet meeting at the company picnic, so just toss it out to you. Anyway, you got your answers down there. It was Bravo and Charlie. There's a BeaconNet controllers meeting. Anyway, that's what it was. Anyway, this is KEQKO on the WWKY repeater 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And next we have K5CFY Ray. How you doing, Ray? And what do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
QKO, K5CFY. Good evening, Nick at Night. Great job. I'm going to go with direct current tonight, Delta and Charlie. Anyway, thanks for running the net, and we'll hang around and see the answers. K5CFY.
right, thank you, Ray. Got your answers down there for Delta and Charlie. It's good to hear you. Next, we have K4OG, Mark. How you doing, Mark? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8, QKO, K4OG. Good evening, Nick and everyone. Well, just scratching my head on the trivia questions. Those are good ones. Good ones. I'm going to take a wild stab. The B25. And I think Jimmy Hoffa's in there, too. The alternate question, gosh, Alan. They all look like good choices to me. I'm going to go with Alpha. So, did I pick Charlie? Anyway, yeah, Charlie and Alpha. K4OG, back to net. Have a good evening, everyone.
All right, thank you, Mark. Good to hear you. Got your answers down as Charlie and Alpha. Appreciate you checking in. Next, we have NU5D. That's going to be Steve. How you doing, Steve? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Well, howdy. Just appreciate y'all running. I'm in the penalty box for 35 minutes because I had to Google. I couldn't wait. I was too curious, and I absolutely did not know the answer to either one. I just have to guess. Hey, it's a great net. Honored to be here, and keep up the good work. And hello, here or playing. 7-3 NU5D.
All right, thank you, Steve. I think you were a little choppy. I didn't quite catch your trivia answers. Do you want to come back with those, please?
Yeah, my apologies on the trivia. Just I would have had to guess, so I'm in the penalty box for a bit. And anyhow, just would have had to guess, so no answer. Thanks again for the net in U5D.
Copy that, sir. Sorry I missed it. Yeah, sometimes we always guess on these trivia, but it's still fun times. Appreciate you checking in there, Steve, and I look forward to hearing from you again. Our next station here is announced. That's K8PJW Phil. And then that takes us down to K8 QFT, Uncle Fred. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Okay, hello everybody once again. I'm going to say the main trivia would be Bravo, and the alternate would be Alpha. B and A in that order. Oh boy, how about our Cleveland Cavaliers 14-0 to start the season? Whew, I'm telling you. Now the Browns, quite frankly, I don't care if they'd move again. we might get an NFL team back in here someday. Okay, all I have for tonight, K8QFT, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Fred. Got your answers down as Bravo and Alpha. Good to hear you. Thanks for checking in. Next, we have K8ZZR, Harry. How you doing, Harry? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
K8QKO, this is K8ZZR. Good evening, Nick and Nite, and everybody on the net. Not too much happening here. Just getting things put away for winter. Sounds like we're going to get maybe a dusting of snow next week. Let's hope not. But
with that, I just started researching end-fed antennas. I'm looking for a multi-band end-fed antenna, so I'm doing some research on that for HF. With the trivia questions, I'm going to go with D. I think the Super Fortress is laying in Lake Mead there. And on the alternate, B. It sounds like a good marketing scheme for the grocery stores. So with that, I'll turn it back to Net Control. This is KE8ZZR.
All right, thank you, Harry. We got your answers down as Delta and Bravo. Thanks for checking in there. It's good to hear you. Next, we have K6KJV Kevin. Oh, actually, before I go to Kevin, I'm going to identify. This is KEQKO on the WWKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. Now we're going to go talk to K6KJV Kevin, and I'm guessing I have an idea what his trivia answers are going to be. So, Kevin, take it away.
Well, hello, Mr. Nick, and everybody else on the net, and especially the crew there. Hopefully I'm coming through a little better. I'm having to use a different device tonight. Yep, I'll keep it short, as usual. Double D's, Delta and Delta, because you can never go wrong with the Cornwaldo bean. That's right, and I'll let you get on down the log. God bless 73, everyone, and all y'all's families and friends. With that, I'll turn the mic back over to Mr. Nick from K6KJV. It's all yours, sir.
All right, thank you, Kevin. You're a little broken up there, but we got you in there. So thanks for checking in. Always good to you down for the double Ds. And we'll talk to you again next Sunday, I hope. Our next station here was In and Out. That's WV3K, and that takes us down to KJ5HIJ. Joseph. How you doing, Joseph? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
This is KJ5HIJ. I'm going to probably go with the B29 for the first question. The next one, I don't remember what letter is. I think I'm going to go with the one about damage if like they're in transportation. I forgot which one that one, whatever that one is. But with that, I'm sending back to you, KJ5HIJ.
W8WKY.
All right, thank you, sir. Got your answers down there for Delta and Charlie. Thanks for checking in. It's good to hear you. I think it's the first time we've had a chance to talk, so come on back anytime. Next, we have K68LYG. Rick, how you doing, Rick? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO, KC8LYG. I'm doing good. Kind of caught me off guard. I got a new phone, and I'm going through the settings trying to get things right. I'd like to say good evening to everyone on the net. Hopefully everyone had a great day today. Not much going on here. As far as the trivia questions, I'm taking educated guesses at this stuff. I should say logical guesses, not educational, but I'm going to go alpha and alpha for the main and the alternate. With that, I'll give it back to Net Control and say 73s. KE8QKO, KC8LYG, 73s.
All right, thank you, Rick. We got your answers down there for Alpha and Alpha. Appreciate you checking in. Next, we have WD8LLA. Neil, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
This is WD8LLA. I don't have any traffic hardly for tonight. Just checked in to to listen to everybody. I haven't been on a whole lot lately. I'm going to have time now, so I'm a little bit more stuck at home. So it's great to be able to get on the radio, and thanks to all you guys for going through the efforts you do to have nets like this. Yeah, last Wednesday night was a hoot. Anyhow, I really didn't remember the questions. I was listening to everybody talking, but I'd say on the cans, they're rounded so they could stack them up to ship them. That'd be my answer on that one, and I lost the last one. So 73 to everybody, and be careful out there. It's a crazy world. WD8LLA back to network control.
All right, thank you very much there, Neil. Good to hear you. We got you down for a pass and Charlie, and hopefully we'll be around to hear your answers and see if you're right or not. Anyway, have a great night, sir. No, we'll talk to you later. Our next station here is KI5 VMO Zach. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
This is Kilo India 5, Victor Mike Oscar. I'm going to go with Bravo for the main question, and I'll take Charlie for the alternate. It's good to hear everyone. I've been out of town for a couple months. It's good to be back on the net. And I'll remain clear for now. Over.
All right, sounds good, sir. Got you down there for Bravo and Charlie. Good to hear you. Thanks for checking in. Look forward to hearing you again in the future. All right, next station here was AF5JB, who is mobile and out of range at this point, so he's going to be in and out. If you can't hear me, Matt, say good night. And next, that takes us down to KC8 FQV Mark. How you doing, Mark? And what do you have for the beacon out tonight?
All right, KSFQV here. Yeah, the cranberry one is going to be A, and the main trivia is going to be the B29 or D. So the main trivia is D, the alternate is A. So, everything went good. Went down to my sister's for a couple hours today. Yeah. It all started Friday night when the Aurora Agreement lost their rounds of the playoffs, and Indians, the Browns lost. I think the Cavs won, although so that's the only thing there is. So other than that, yeah, nice sunny day today. So we'll send it back to net control. But yeah, on the main trivia is A. All right. Well, the main trivia was the bomber. That was B29. That's D, and the alternate would be A. That right. A is the alternate. So back to net. KSFQV.
All right, thank you, Mark. I got your answers down as Delta and Alpha. Good to hear you out there. Okay, the next station we have here is AI5TF. That's Carlin, who checked in and out, which is going to take us down to KI5RFI Mac. How you doing, Mac? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Good evening again, Nick. Everybody on the net. Greetings from the beautiful metropolis of Northwest Arkansas. Had an absolutely gorgeous fall weekend here. It's in the low 60s and really nice outside. But it looks like a rainstorm is on its way here in a couple hours. We're going to get some more rain. My answers to the trivia questions are going to be Alpha and Alpha. And with that, I'll pass it back to you, Nick. It's KI5 RFI.
right, thank you, Mac. Good luck with that rain. We got your answers down there for Alpha and Alpha. Thanks for checking in, sir. Look forward to hearing you again in the future. Next, we have VK2DY, Robert. How you doing, Robert? How's life down in Sydney, Australia? And more importantly, how's the weather holding up there? It's getting cold here. Victor Kilo 2 Delta Yankee. Robert, are you out there? And do you have comments for the Beacon Net?
Sorry, good afternoon. This is Robert, VK2DY in northwestern Sydney, where it's just 2:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. It's Monday afternoon. Wow, it's Monday afternoon already. Time's really flying. About 28 degrees, which is 82 Fahrenheit. Sun is shining. Birds are chirping. Actually, the sky is pretty blue. It was all overcast all weekend, so it's pretty nice. We're getting some nice weather today. Other than that, jacarandas in bloom, some red Illawarra flame trees in bloom. So we have spring tree colors here. We have nothing in the autumn, but spring we have colored trees here. Anyway, I'm going to go with Delta and Alpha. We don't, I can get frozen cranberries here from Canada, or I can get in jars, but I've never seen canned cranberries. Jars. Ocean Spray does sell down here in jars. Maybe it's the same stuff. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for taking my check-in. BK2DY. Back to that.
All right, thank you, Robert. Yeah, I think we don't get whole cranberries in cans or jars. We got our cranberry sauce in a can. Ocean Spray makes that. That's very popular for Thanksgiving. We just got in the habit of making our own. I've tried it. It's funny, I've tried it. My wife tried it. Her recipes that we both made are fairly similar, but for whatever reason, people seem to like hers better. But that's how life goes. Yeah, we can get frozen cranberries. A lot of times when they come out, we'll go to the local like Sam's Club or Costco or whatever and buy up their bags of cranberries, and that's when we make our sauce out of. And then if we have any left over, sometimes we'll throw that in the vacuum sealer and freeze those. We have cranberries later in the year to make muffins out of, because nothing better than an orange cranberry muffin. All right, well, thank you, sir. We have your answers down there for Delta and Alpha. Next, we have WB4AIZ. How you doing, Chuck? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
W8WKY.
Whiskey Bravo 4, Alpha India Zulu. Chuck, are you out there, and do you have comments for the Beacon Net? Well, nothing heard there. Chuck is usually in and out. He came into the blue screen, so maybe he was in and out in the blue screen. We missed it. Anyway, sleep well, Chuck, if you're listening. Excuse me. I'm back at the bottom of my list here, and I can take some more check-ins for the Beacon Net. So anyone who has not checked into the Beacon Net that would like to, please say your call sign phonetically, followed alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Is Whiskey Bravo 5 Oscar X-Ray Quebec Jim in Waco, Texas mobile.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take that mobile station, WB5OEX. Jim, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight? Did you happen to catch our trivia, or would you like that reread?
Oh, I just got here a little while ago. I was on a Christian net on 75, and I missed the opening of this net. It calls WB5OXQ. And, I hear people answering, but I don't know what the question is.
All right, I'll tell you what we'll do, sir. We'll get that reread here. And, yeah, probably it's about time to re-rate it anyway, so we'll get that reread for you and get your trivia answers for Whiskey Bravo 5, Oscar X-Ray Quebec. And we'll start. We're going to have to talk to KE8 VZA Eric to get our primary question. There are two questions, so we'll get to you after we read both of them. And we're going to start with Eric. So take it away, sir.
This is KE8VZA back with the main trivia question. What World War II bomber aircraft crashed into Lake Mead and is still down there? Your choices are Alpha, a B-17, Bravo, a B-24, Charlie, a B-25, or Delta, a B-29. This is KE8VZA back to net control.
All right, thank you, Eric. Let's go and talk to KI5DAY Alan to get the alternate question read. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY returning with the alternate trivia question. Here we go. Listen closely. In the early 2000s, Ocean Spray changed the design of their cranberry sauce cans to have a rounded top, and they in turn put the labels on upside down. Why did they design the cans this way? Was it A, the round top has an air bubble to make it easy to get the sauce out? B, because the grocery chain stacks so many cans in aisles for the holidays, they asked Ocean Spray to design a stackable can for ease of display? Or was it C, the transportation of the cans delivered in trucks was a lot less damaging to so much product due to the rounded top design? Or D, because Dr. Horace Cranwaldobene insisted his new round top cans were pure genius and got it patented? KI5DAY back in it.
All right, thank you, Alan, for another fine alternate trivia question there. Let's go back down to WB5OXQ, Jim, and get the alternate, get his question answers. So, Jim, take it away.
This is Jim in Waco in the mobile WB5OXQ. Well, I think I know one of them because recent times I think are better, but over the last 3 or 4 years, they had such a bad drought in Nevada that they were afraid Lake Mead was going to go dry and they wouldn't be able to generate any power on the Hoover Dam hydroelectric deal. And I remember mentioning something about an aircraft that had crashed in the lake, and if the lake dropped much more, it may be exposed. So apparently it's still there. And my recollection of that deal was that it was a B-29. So I guess that's D. And as far as the cranberry deals go, well, I don't know. I'm going to select A because I don't know any better, but that seems like that might be a logical answer there. Over.
All right, sounds good, sir. We got your answers down as Delta and Alpha. Thanks for checking in with us, and come back anytime. Appreciate it. Before we go down and try to take any more check-ins, we do have a station about ready to head out. Has not answered any trivia yet. So we're going to go up and talk to KD8EPC Dustin to get his answers and comments for the net. So, Dustin, take it away.
Help if I grab the right VFO there. Let me make sure I've got it. All right, QKO and the net. Well, good evening to you there, Nick, and good to hear you out there. I'm going to go Delta and Alpha for my trivia answers. Otherwise, I don't really have a whole lot. Worked all weekend, football today. Even though the Browns lost, we still had a pretty busy day there. So we're tired. We're going to head to bed here, but we'll listen out there the rest of that. And howdy over there to Alan. So we'll say 73 and turn it back to net control from KD8EPC.
right, thank you there, Dustin. Good luck to you. We got your answers down for Delta and Alpha. Glad you enjoyed watching football. It's good talking to you today a little bit. And get some rest. We'll see you again. I'll talk to you on Wednesday and see you on Thursday. Anyway, appreciate that, sir. And this is K8QKO and the WWKY repeater 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, where we are ready to take some more check-ins for the BeaconNet. Anyone who would like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, nothing heard there. I guess we'll go up and talk to our net control team and see how they're doing, and then see if there's anyone else that wants to check into the BeaconNet after that. So we're going to start with K8VZA Eric. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for us tonight?
KE8QKO on the groups, KE8VZA here. Doing well, Nick. Hope everybody else is too. Good to hear everybody. And just got a whole bunch of stuff done around the house here, and nothing terribly exciting. Watched a good bit of the Browns game today, and that'll be, time I'll never get back. But I was doing stuff while I was watching the game. So, anywho, what else here? Trivia. So I'm going to abstain from the first answer, obviously, from the main question. But for the alternate, I'm going to go with Alpha. And I think it makes it easier to get out. I love the sound when it comes out of the can. It's like a and it flops on the plate or in the bowl. Always makes my Thanksgiving complete. Anyway, that's all I have. I'm going to turn it back to Net Control, KE8VZA.
All right, thank you there, Eric. We have your answer down as Alpha for the alternate, so we'll see how that works out. Let's see, we talked to Dustin already, which is going to take us down to KD8SLG. Just Nick. How you doing, Nick? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
W8WKY.
And I thought only my node key started announcing whenever I keyed up. A word from our sponsor. K8QKO, this is KD8SLG. Hey, Nick. Good to hear you, man. Good times tonight. Oh, let's do trivia. First one, someone convinced me it was Delta earlier, so I'm going to go with Delta for the main. And for Alan's trivia question, well, of course, I have to go with the Cornwaldo bean. So Delta there. But there is a missing answer there, and I'm pretty sure the can was upside down like that, so that first it would annoy my mom when her can opener wouldn't open it. And secondly, so I would look like a genius when I flipped it over and opened it the easy way. That would be my true answer. Anyway, hope to see a bunch of you Thursday night at the meeting. I will be there. You can bet on that. And we'll be having dinner at Costa Nuestra down the street at 5 o'clock for anyone who's up for some Mexican. This is KD8SLG, back to Net Control. Thanks, Nick.
All right, thanks, Nick. Good to hear you. Got your answers down as Delta and Delta. All right, we have two stations here that are in and out tonight. That's W8HRF and K8YUK. Hope to see them on Thursday as well. And then we go down to KI5DAY. Alan, how you doing? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
KI5DAY in the net. What do I have for the BeaconNet tonight? I have Tiny Bubbles. I like that song. And at work, I'm the bubble guy. I'm the coffee guy, and I'm the bubble guy. I'm known as the bubble guy. Once in a while, I go upstairs to one of my alternate toolboxes, and I grab this bubble machine, and I release the bubbles into the hanger, and it's quite funny, and everybody gets a kick out of it. But because I don't have a rubber chicken at work, but I do have the bubbles at work, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. What else? I was in Hawaii once, by the way. I think there's the song Tiny Bubbles, if I'm not mistaken, was a Don Ho song, Let me let this drop. And once I was in an airplane with a bunch of other GIs, and we were told to get on the airplane at a certain time in the morning and bring certain gear, some summer gear and uniforms and civilian clothes, and we weren't going to be told where we were going until we were up in the air and in the pattern. And we found out when we got up in the air we were going to Hawaii, and lo and behold, we flew to Hawaii. We got there and we parked in these buses when we got there, and everybody was dog tired from the flights, because it's not like civilian airlines. It's not really comfortable in the military airplanes. So we get out the buses, and we're all looking. We're out there by the end of the base where the gate is, and I saw the golden arches, and I said, "Look, everybody, it's McDonald's." I mean, that just dropped. Well, needless to say, McDonald's was met with mixed perception. Some people were laughing because they were just completely exhausted and tired, thought it was funny. Other ones, I think a few of them called me mother, and it wasn't even Mother's Day, and some birds went up in the air, all kinds of things. So, yeah, it was quite funny, but, it was a good trip overall. But what else? For the regular trivia, man, I got to go with the B-29. That's a rocking airplane. I think they call it the Fortress. Beautiful airplane. That's going to be my guess. But I honestly have no clue. What else? I'm not going to answer my own trivia because Larry would get mad, so we'll just leave it at that. But it's been a fun net so far. I'll shoot it back to you. KI5DAY.
All right. Thank you, Alan. I got your answer down for D for the primary answer. I will say, you must have had some better trips than I ever did, because I never had that kind of opportunity. Mine were, I don't know. Yeah, until a while later, but not as good a trips as going to Hawaii. I did have a friend that got TDY to go watch a rocket launch, but that was about the best people I knew of. Anyway, thank you, sir. You got your answer in there. I'm going to put my answers down as Charlie and Bravo. See how that works out for me. Anyway, this is K8QKO on the WWQR repeater 147 Mark 290, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And we are ready for some more check-ins. Anyone else who would like to check into the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. Okay, well, I guess nothing heard. Let's go to our trivia answers. Let's back up to K8VZA to get the primary answer. Eric, take it away.
KE8QKO in the group. This is KE8VZA back here with the answer to the main trivia question. Which World War II bomber aircraft crashed into Lake Mead and is still down there? The answer is Delta, a B-29 Super Fortress. Yes, it's down there. Everybody survived. The crash happened on July 21st, 1948. They were testing a new missile guidance system and needed an aircraft that could achieve 30,000 feet for a little bit. And after the test, the pilot descended to 300 feet above Lake Mead to kind of cruise over the lake. But along with a faulty altimeter and the glare from the lake, he ended up skipping the aircraft along the lake a couple times, and then went up a little bit, and then boom, back into the lake. And everybody got out. One crewman suffered a broken arm, but the plane sunk. They got out in some little life raft dinghy things, and everyone was okay. But yeah, I guess there have been some divers down there. There's some pictures on the internet of it. It's pretty bad. 3 of the engines got ripped off, and 1 of them burst into flames, according to the article. So it must have been spectacular. I'll put the answer in the blue screen. KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right. Thank you for another fine question there, Eric. Let's go ahead and talk to KI5DAY Alan to get the answer for our alternate question. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY, yeah, sometimes you should not ever read the blue screen, especially if you're fixing to get on the on the mic here, but yeah, Kevin gets 20 minutes in the corner for his statement in there. Yeah, good old McDonald's, I tell you. You can go there and have French fries and a hamburger and watch the bubbles fly around. Well, I'm glad at least I got the Super Fortress right, the B-29. I was thinking it was the Fortress, but that's right, it is the Super Fortress. Wow, tonight's alternate trivia question, by the way. I guess I should give the answer to that as much as I don't want to. Yeah, early 2000s Ocean Spray did design the cans of the cranberry sauces. They put a round top on it and put labels upside down. And let me read this article about that. It's interesting. But apparently, let me find it here. Ocean Spray, they said the rounded part of the can that looks like the bottom actually does have an air bubble in it. They designed it that way. The representatives explained that the bubble is there so you can break the seal that makes the sauce, the seal that the sauce makes with the can. You get that sound that somebody did so well earlier on the air. So let me let this drop. But yeah, I mean, it's also convenient to stack cans that are rounded on the bottom, but that's not the reason they did it. They actually did it to get the air bubble in there, because so many people had complained over the years that it was really difficult to get that out without spooning it. And now you can just, it comes right out. So it's pretty awesome that way. So good guesses to those who got it right. KI5DAY, Bajonet.
All right, thank you for another great alternate question, or another great alternate question there. I don't know what happened to my words there, Alan. I appreciate it. Okay, we got our talk to everybody, got our trivia questions answered and all that fun stuff. So we're going to do one more round of check-ins or rechecks. So anyone who'd like to check in or recheck to the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically along with your name and location.
W8WKY.
Here is Victor Yankee 1, Mike Golf Sierra, VY1M, GS, Michael and White Horse Yukon. Greetings all.
All right, VY1MGS. Mike, go ahead with your comments, sir.
VY1MGS returning. Hey, good to hear everyone. I was a bit late on the trigger earlier there. Wasn't able to get in. No, just is no big deal at all. Good questions tonight. Good to hear everyone. It's, minus 13 degrees Charlie up here. What is that? That's about 5 degrees Foxtrot, I'd say. No, 10 degrees. 10 degrees Foxtrot. It's more snow today. Yeah, looks like it's going to be a snowy winter up here. Not much else. I was up in Mayo, Yukon. That's about 425 kilometers north of us. Did a big battery replacement for one of the utilities last week. That went well. It was about 10,000 pounds of batteries out and 10,000 pounds in. They had a crane on site there, so that was very helpful. Greatly appreciative. That's all I got from here. How are you doing today? And back to you, and thanks again for the net. Thanks for taking my check-in from VY1MGS.
All right, thanks for checking in there, Mike. It's good to hear you. We're doing well. Thankfully, we don't have any of that white stuff here yet, but it's bound to be coming any time now. So we'll get to experience some of that ourselves. Not quite as much as you get, but, you know, that's what it is. Anyway, like I said, I appreciate you checking in. It's good to hear you. Is there anyone else that would like to check in or recheck the BeaconNet? Please call now.
Whiskey Del 8, Lima Alpha recheck.
right, we got a recheck from WD8LLA Neil. Go ahead, sir.
I wondered if KF5 RFI Mac in Arkansas, if he lives anywhere near Cabot. I've got a brother that lives there for about 40 years now. He moved from Ohio. Over.
Well, let's go up and ask him, KF5 RFI. Mac, did you copy that transmission? And if you want, you can go direct, ask any questions to Neil, WD8LLA.
This is Mac, KI5 RFI. And answer to his question is, I know where Cabot is. It's about 3 hours away from where I live. It's closer down to the central part of Arkansas. I'm up in the northwest corner. So I had this company I worked for 41 years had a grocery store down there in Cabot. So I was down there a few times and met some of the folks down there. But answer is no, not close to me.
Well, thanks a lot, Mac. Well, I know right where you're at. Yeah, they're a little bit 35 miles northeast of Little Rock, but they've been there a long time. They moved Regalware pots and pans down there, and after about 10 years, my brother had a bad stroke. He was pretty young, but the company ended up selling out, and everybody that moved down there from Ohio lost their jobs. Back to net control. Thanks a lot.
Not a problem, Neil. Thank you, Mac. All right, back at the bottom of the list here. Is there anyone else who would like to check in or recheck the BeaconNet? Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. I think we'll close this thing down. On behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, myself, K8PZA, KD8SLG, KD8EPC, KF5DAY, W8HRF, and K8YUK, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with us this evening. Come and join us on the next edition of the BeaconNet, Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the WWKY repeater, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink W8WKY-R. You are welcome to join us on the Barometer Net, also on the WWKY repeater, every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, except for Sunday. Don't forget to check out our friends on the Board and Breaker Net, every day at noon Central Time on Allstar Node 49562 and Echolink N5XQK-R. You've been listening to the BeaconNet. This is K8QKO, returning the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use at this time, 73 all.